I'm Andrea Peterson, and my little baby at the moment is Frida, a little 4-pound Chihuahua. I adopted her about 6 months ago. I took it as a sign. Her name was Frida, and I love Frida Kahlo, so she's like my little buddy. She'll sit on my lap when I'm painting. She looks very like a little, say hi. She's very like a little rat, actually.
She's got fantastic ears.
My rat dog, yeah. ArtistAndrea.com is my website. I work at a gallery in Scottsdale, Arizona, right outside Phoenix. It's all a big, mash of an area anyway.
And you just said that you cycle everywhere with your Chihuahua Frida in your basket. Are you very aware of sort of sustainable issues yourself then?
Oh, yes, definitely. And I like that about Arizona too. I feel like they're very aware out here. It's just nice to be around a community that's aware of issues, and there was much more space out here. I moved out here about 2 years ago from New York City, where I was for about 4 or 5 years. The midst of the big city with all the arts happening, and it was a whirlwind time there, and I made lots of great connections, most of whom I'm still in contact with, and I still show at a gallery there. I work on my own paintings in the meantime, illustrate, and just sort of any kind of freelance opportunity or painting commission that falls in my lap.
You look like one of your paintings.
Yeah, that's what I'm told sometimes, so... You're used to seeing yourself, and my sister looks quite a bit like me, so sometimes when we lived together in New York, she used to model for me. Someone on Facebook friended me that was an artist. I think they just saw my work and clicked friend, and then I saw that they had this Amelia's magazine on their page, or that was in their interest group, or that they liked it. One click led to another, and I went online. I thought the whole premise had a really fresh take to it. And then I read the competition, the contest, and there's nothing to light a fire under you try to get my foot in the door. And that's pretty much what I did. When I decided to do something, I kind of tend to go full force, which obviously I'm, out in, the Arizona desert, my New York friends are still like, what are you doing out there?
How have you found the whole thing, illustrating for blogs halfway across the world, and especially fashion illustrations?
I'll admit at first it was a little bit intimidating. So it's okay, wait, can I do this? So I just kind of reminded myself of the process in school when there were definitely days and weeks where I had a huge amount of work to do in a short amount of time. And I said, oh yeah, I can do this. I've done this before, I might not get quite as much sleep as I want or this or that, but I know I can do it. And it's kind of I think once you decide you can do something, you just do it. It almost made me, I miss New York sometimes. So working through closely with, bloggers and photographers and people going to these runway shows made me a little less, nostalgic for New York, because I felt very near what's happening, what's fresh, and that's great for me as well.
How do you create your illustrations? What's the technique?
First, I start usually with a watercolor splash on a piece of paper. It's a little more exciting to work from. So I might do a couple splashy papers and then pick the one that I think best fits what, I have in mind to do. Usually I'll just begin drawing directly on the paper. Once in a while, if I have a little more time, I might do a couple sketches on tracing paper and then transfer it. And then once I get the drawing finalized on the paper, on the watercolor paper, I'll go in with the color first and doing some flesh tones, accents on the, accessories or on the dress and attire, and then maybe a little more into the background. And then once the color's in, go in with a black ink and do kind of an outline around the main portion of the image, and then some little white highlights with a white gouache or digitally once I get it scanned in.
Can you tell us a bit about why you chose to illustrate Anya Heinyen? I don't know if I said that right, and what particularly you liked about her designs.
Hers in particular just caught my eye because it kind of had that old nostalgic type of feel to it. The detail in her collars and sleeves, and then her use of romantic use of white, feminine without being, overtly so. And I guess that's also how I viewed my, the characters I like to draw too.